rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown town streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Dani, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, fills up your day. Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. City's so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Morning, Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown town streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Dani, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, fills up your day. Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. City's so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Morning, Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown town streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Dani, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, fills up your day. Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. A city so light.
Hey, this is Jason Fraley, film professor at Hood College and host of Beyond the Fame with Jason Fraley podcast, and you're listening to Good Morning Frederick.
Good morning, Frederick. Today is Wednesday, October 1st, and I'm your host, Dani Gurrie. Never seems to fail. Facebook decides when it does and does not want to stream this show. That's why YouTube is always the best place to go. For some reason, we're not streaming to my personal Facebook page, but we are streaming into the group Everything Frederick, the OG, which I'm telling you, just go subscribe to YouTube right now. That way, you know you never miss an episode. Want to say good morning to Mama Cone joining us today. Didn't join us yesterday live because she had to keep in touch with what was happening in the world. You know, we give her a hard time, but we love her so much. She's our number one fan, and I appreciate her every day for being the biggest cheerleader I've got. Let me just tell you what is happening on Good Morning Frederick today. New month. That means a new nonprofit. The Asian American Center of Frederick will be the beneficiary of the proceeds of Good Morning Frederick merch that is sold at the home of Everything Frederick. So please stop by 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Wednesday to Sunday. Say hi and pick up a Good Morning Frederick t-shirt, chapstick, pin. We got all kinds of stuff, beanies coming in for that season as well, and hats. Today's show, we got our morning roundup with Bob Miller and my brother Randy, streaming live from Studio 401, which is at 401 North Market Street. If you haven't walked by or been into the shop lately, you got to stop by and check it out. Actually, the first person that waves in the background while Randy is broadcasting live is going to, I see you, Bob Miller, is going to get a free Good Morning Frederick t-shirt. So walk by 401 North Market Street around 9:10 a.m. In the morning, and the first person that stops and waves is going to get a Good Morning Frederick t-shirt. We're also going to go over what's happening in Frederick because I am the events queen. I keep you up to date with all the events in and around Frederick. You got to also follow me on TikTok because I do updates daily on there as well. And then we've got our Missions That Matter with TJ and Mark from Asian American Center of Frederick. And that'll be kicked off with Michelle Rankin, the publisher of Stroll Lansdale. She'll be coming on live to talk about that. So let's get this show started. These guys are chomping at the bit to talk this morning in our morning roundup. Let's go. couldn't continue to do this show without support from our sponsors and advertisers like Fusion Car Wash, now with 2 locations to serve you. One on Spectrum Drive, which is out near the FSK Mall, and the other on Thomas Johnson Drive, right near the Wise on TJ Drive. Both have that high technology drive-through tunnel. It's going to get your car sparkling clean. And in TJ Drive, you can pull out and use their self-serve vacuums. And at Spectrum Drive, you can have the Fusion Car Wash team give you a mini interior clean in the car there. FusionCarWash.com for all the details. Download that app and you get a free car wash. All right. Wow. We're going to have a packed house. We got Morning Roundup. We've even had Chris Michaels join us in the studio. Let's bring on all these guys. Thanks to Auto Trim Design of Maryland. They do all kinds of interior fixes. They can give you some leather car seats. They do the wrap like on the Good Morning Frederick car. We got Randy down at Studio 401. I got Chris Michaels and Bob Miller from WFMD. Well, good morning to you all.
You know, I got to tell you something. I'm a little upset by this here. Bob and I were supposed to be the beefcakes of the show, and now you got somebody even better looking than us with a whole head of hair.
Well,
obviously
you know,
Chris, your glasses aren't working.
Difficult to top that one for you. Pretty much could have gotten anyone off the street. So with more hair than you. There you go.
That's a good point.
You know, that does take a special DNA going on there with the last name of G, whether it's Gurrie or whatever. It's, you know, they're both ending in G. So yeah, hey, you could do this. Gee, look at that hair. But I'm washing it. I gotta get a haircut before the Do-Gooder Awards, and you know.
Oh yeah, Bob. Yes, you're going to be all fancy dressed soon, coming up next week. Yeah,
I'm gonna have to wear my fancy sandals.
I know.
Flip flop.
Your fancy shorts. Fancy.
You gonna wear your
sandals.
black socks too, or no?
No, I should. But I should. So good morning,
yeah,
everybody. How's everybody going? It's a great day. Beautiful day in Frederick, and I can't wait for somebody to run up behind Randy and wave. Let's just hope it's not like a one finger wave.
Yeah,
but your listeners and audience would never do something like that. And besides, they've already called 911 because they think Randy was breaking into the joint.
Well, you know, it is downtown Frederick. You can never be too sure about what you'll see. And soon we'll be streaming Market Street live so you can watch it most any time. But there's been some interesting stuff in the news this week coming out. Randy had in Frederick that has, I don't know if you guys covered this. Randy, do you have that video?
Yeah, I have the video, and to me, this is probably the best thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I'd like to see exactly what's going on. I call the Frederick City Police Department put this out, I think yesterday or the day before. Somehow they've exhausted all the leads in this crime. We're going to play it here. It's two of the hottest criminals that I've ever seen. I think they're still, we're going to let it play it over and over because there's a lot going on. First of all, this girl comes right up. She's got a key. She's going into wherever this is. I think she either has a towel or this girl's pants on her head. This girl has just underwear on.
I saw that. First thing I noticed, actually.
Yeah. Well, you're not like, yeah, exactly.
Of course, it was.
We need the color pictures. Do we have this in color?
You guys, you two on the middle there, Bob and Dani, you're married. For me, this is the closest to the dating scene I've been in 5 years. So I've come up with I think what's happening first of all, I can't believe the police department has exhausted their leads. There has to be a ton of DNA at this crime scene. I mean, this girl has underwear on. They both have, one has flip-flops. They have no gloves. I mean, Ocean's 2 here is not doing very well to start with. So I don't know how, but they put this out to the general public for help now. And I think they've just come up with the wrong headlines. Now you could call the beauty bandits. I've been thinking all morning. Models on the run, the glam gang, high heels, high crimes. I mean, there's a lot you could do here. Beauty and the burglaries. I think if you named it right, you could have a lot of people's help here.
Yeah.
Bikini breaks the bank.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know why are you sure that's underwear and not like a bathing suit?
I mean, at this point, Bob, I don't know. I mean, when you're robbing a store at night, either in a bikini, I'm pretty sure that's underwear.
Okay.
Like the police are looking for
I
these
do
girls.
think you're right, though. I think the one at the register right now has the girl's shorts on her head, thinking, because at the last minute, thinking, oh gosh, we should probably cover up a little bit our faces. So I think that was kind of a last minute thing. I'm not
Yeah,
really
I don't know.
sure.
I can't wait to see the mug shots. I got to be honest with you. I mean,
it looks like she has
he's taking up a GoFundMe page to get their bail.
Listen, the police are looking for him, and so am I. All right, so am I. You know, I'm in downtown Frederick. No one's breaking into my place with underwear on. I don't get it, but.
Well, it's a welcome back to Maryland. Here's your dating scene. This is the dating pool right now that we have for you.
I forget what store it is.
Somebody mentioned it over in the on the comments. I don't know which one. Look, but there are a lot of people. Here's the funny thing, you guys. I don't know how much you're on TikTok, but I mean, the thing is, these days people can actually. They'll be on a plane to Texas and they'll be cheating on their wife, and in 9 minutes they'll already be discovered. Their business will be ruined. They've already called their employers. I don't know how we can't find the 2 hottest girls in Frederick robbing people, but whatever.
Well, I don't know if I would say hottest girls in Frederick until we actually see their mug shots. But for us men, if you're walking around with your drawers hanging out, even if you're not really hot, you're kind of already considered hot, in my opinion. I'm just kind of throwing that out there, Randy. And, you know, look, we all know I'm a married man, but, you know, it's okay to say things like that when you're married, right, Randy, or no?
Well, I'm not married, so
No,
you know.
you're not.
So
but, you know, it's okay.
I get to say whatever I want.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Shocked, as you said,
Not with the cancer culture nowadays.
Yeah. TikTok detectives have solved actually cold cases and other crimes, and of course have evaluated every crime that's gone on to the nth degree, more than sometimes it seems our law enforcement is going. So yeah, I am shocked that this hasn't been solved yet and they haven't been brought in. But there's another tie to Maryland, not Frederick in particular, and that is this superintendent who was arrested from ICE agents, taken into custody, who did have an impact on Maryland schools. He was the superintendent of schools in Iowa, apparently has overstayed his visa many years and has never become, fixed those papers, and was on the run. But he was at the time making over $280,000 a year, had $3,000 on him, a firearm, and was taken into custody recently. Did you guys see that story?
Yeah, we talked about it this morning. The $3,000. He was here in 1999, gave a false ID. False social security card,
right?
And everything was a lie about this guy. And I'm like, wow, good job for doing some background checks on this guy.
Here's
Iowa public schools said, well, we hired a third party, so they just I guess assumed and got. I mean, really terrible. I tell you this: the fact that the guy has such a checkered history, saying he had military service, but there's none on record, said he went to all these schools, Harvard, the MIT School of Business, all these things.
Don't forget about the Olympics.
Yeah. That's easy to check. I guess he may have done that, but I'm just telling you, it's just unbelievable that he could go so long on this fabled story.
Let me tell you something. This should shock every single person that heard that story this morning on WFMD, and every American. Think about what we're saying here. Some person scammed the United States of America out of being here for the last 15 or 20 years with false documents that weren't checked, got into the country, overstayed, falsified all of this education history to get a job. By the way, making $300,000 a year. Do you think somebody that actually went to college would have loved to have those jobs, not only in Pennsylvania and Iowa and here in Maryland? To me, it is the biggest scam that I've ever seen, and nobody talks about it. It just gets thrown under the rug. The system is so broken. This just amplifies exactly what is wrong with America.
You say you don't know how they got away with it for so long. Well, how long did a certain senator in Massachusetts get away with saying that she was Cherokee Indian until we finally realized that she was not? So unfortunately, it happens. And I agree with you, Randy. I mean, all that money that this person was making, and it's scary how you can scam this country. Heck, you got people sitting in a basement who are able to actually, hack into federal computers, which is really, really, really scary. So unfortunately, this doesn't surprise me, to be honest with you.
Soon we'll be adding TED Talk on how to scam the federal government and state governments.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, that TED Talk could be 3 minutes. It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's not hard. That's my point. You got people in the basement, young kids in the basement actually doing that. So it's really sad. It's really scary, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's a shame. Hopefully he gets what he deserves, and that's a one-way ticket out. But
well, here's the problem. This is the problem when you're not allowed to question things, when you're just supposed to go along with everybody and make these hires, and you have these quotas, and you start to you have these people that can ace the system 10 times better than we can police the system. It's an insane thing that we do here in America, and I really hope that somebody. I mean, obviously,
it all starts with, and here's the thing, and I think Randy, you and I talked about this a little bit last night, is that you start with the fact that there are counties and cities and states allowing illegal immigrants to get identification, number one. So then they get an actual federal ID, they get a bank account, they get a driver's license, then they're able to vote, and then all of a sudden they're just here. And that's the thing. Like, it's just really when we talk about the slippery slope, that's where it starts. And again, please, my husband is an immigrant. I immigrated to Australia legally. So I am not against people coming to this country through the front door at all. Trust me.
And by the way,
family were immigrants. My, grandparents came from Sicily. I am all for immigration. I just think that what we are doing is really, with Frederick County Frederick being the fastest growing city in Maryland due to immigration, we have a lot of people with policies that are allowing people to come in that are not documented. And to me, that is just not great for our culture. We want people who are assimilating, who want to be a part of this country, who are proud to be American. And there are millions of legal immigrants who are so proud and grateful and thankful to be in this country. My husband is one of them. Like, you're really discounting a lot of those people. And I just think that this is how this happens. It starts slow. It's the slow boil on the lobster, I think.
Well, and the thing is, the people that are most mad about it are people like your husband, the people that have gone through the coming in and doing it the right way and paid the money and waited and took their test and did everything the right way. Those people, actually, those immigrants, they're the ones, first of all, getting the short end of the shaft, number one. And number two, they're the ones that you see these people and like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
So we Danny, you and I were over at Covenant Chapel, I think it was last week, and I met some amazing individuals from West Africa who just love this country, Danny. I mean, they're just so glad to be here, love being here, just amazing people. So I echo your point. I'm all for immigrants. Listen, again, your family, my family, we all came, from Italy. I think that's why we get along so well, Danny, because we got that Italian blood in us. But they all came here legally. They worked hard, built up this a lot of this country. Take a look at some of the greatest churches in New York were built by Italian immigrants. But the thing is, they came here the right way. They worked hard. They contributed, and that's what we need. We need all these amazing immigrants to come into this country, but legally. Doctors, lawyers, well, I shouldn't say lawyers, doctors, not lawyers.
No lawyers.
No lawyers.
No.
Well, it's the greatest country in the world. Everybody knows it, and that's why everybody wants to be here. The problem is that we are becoming the laughingstock of the world by just allowing people just to come in and take over. that don't have the right to be taken over. And
Well,
what
I
Dani said about
guarantee if you've ever traveled outside the borders of this country to any other country, no other country would allow anyone to do what our country has allowed. None would allow it. You can't overstay. They will find you and remove you. You can't just start working in other countries without documentation. You can't just live and get benefits. And let me just tell you, immigrating to Australia, and I know we've probably touched on this before, my husband at the time had to prove financially that he would be able to care for me if I weren't able to get a job. He had to have documentation from his bank showing that he would be able to support me in the case that I would not be able to get a job right away. So, these are the things that other countries put into place to ensure it's not a burden to their system, because they understand, look, it's just a lot for the taxpayers to have this humongous burden, not only for our own citizens who are maybe in need, but certainly to have this influx of millions of people is just too much for a system to bear. So
Very well said. And I didn't know about that. You didn't mention that he had to have proof that he could
yeah,
take care of you. That was news to me. We've talked about a lot of things, but I don't think you've ever mentioned that.
Yeah.
Well, he had the means, but whether or not he was going to use those means, that's a different question to be asked.
Yeah.
He didn't know how much I shopped. That was it. He didn't.
They also asked me that when I wanted to adopt a cat, so I had to sadly just leave. I did not have this.
Oh.
And that was all that shopping, Dani. That was before Amazon, right? Now that Amazon's here, forget about it.
I'm older than Amazon. Yes.
Just think about all those federal employees who are at home today. They got to shop on Amazon on their own time.
Yes.
They're losing money.
That is right. That is right. All right, gentlemen, is there more happening in Frederick that we haven't covered?
Well, the Frederick City was looking for ideas and people who, what are the priorities in downtown Frederick when it comes to, they had a little survey. And of course, obviously, they talked about transportation and housing. And, I'm not sure exactly what they're hoping for when they get this stuff, but it's obvious. It's always the same thing. We need more affordable housing. We need better transportation. We were talking about this earlier, and because the county executive is also doing a priority for the legislatures to take down to Annapolis. And I'm like, look, she was on our program the other day, and the mayor's been on, and they're all touting the fact that they now have the money for the widening of Route 15, but we're at least, I think they said 2030 before they ever break ground on anything. And I'm like, that just is unacceptable for me. Unacceptable.
I mean, as soon as that money was available, construction should have begun. My fear is kind of like they do with the school budget, is that something else will come along that they feel is a higher priority. But I'll say this, the accidents that occur on Route 15 due to first of all, just the pure traffic, shortened exit ramps, on ramps and off ramps. It's just dangerous. And having additional lanes and allowing a free flow of traffic, especially to our north, is so vital. You cannot drive around between pretty much the 70 entry to 15 or to whatever that's called, that interchange, all the way up to 26 anytime after 11:30 in the morning, and it just is it's horrible. So to kind of kick that can down the road another 5 years before they even get started, and it's going to be a 5-year project, so we're really looking at almost 10 years of hell for us.
So let me ask the three of you a question real quick, because all three of you grew up here, okay? Call me crazy if you want to, but you look at 15 going north towards Pennsylvania. It's a highway. People drive crazy. What about lights over there. And I only say that because when you cross into Pennsylvania and you take 15 up to Dillsburg, you've got lights. Now, I know it's more of a developed area. That's why they have all those traffic lights over there. But would something like that be in the works in the future? Talking about, northern 15 northern Frederick County when you get to Thurmont and all that area there. Is that something you think they would look at?
I don't know. I am not sure if that's it might be a good idea. Anything helps. The problem with 15 northbound, and if you guys, they've been around a lot longer and they would remember this, is that one time 15 was a two-way road, and it was labeled, back in the day, you'd be in Gettysburg and you'd see these cars up on these, I-beams, and you're about ready to enter the most dangerous road in America. And we have so much cross traffic. My wife's grandmother was killed by a truck as they were going across Route 15 in Thurmont. We just had an accident yesterday, and I think it was a rollover or something that happened. It's just a dangerous road, and people are not, when in doubt, wait it out. Let's not try to scoot across when you don't think you can make it. That's the ridiculous part of it, and I don't know the answer to it other than, maybe have police there more often, or,
we don't need that, Bob. Let's just put that right in the back. We don't need extra. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we're getting enough tickets.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about tickets. I'm just talking about police presence. Everybody knows it. I mean, I travel, 200 miles a day, every day. And when there's a police officer, guess what you see? Brake lights. Because and I saw yesterday, I was going up 15, I was on 70, and this guy comes flying up, and I almost called 911 because he was weaving in and out of traffic. He was cutting people off, and I'm like, this guy's going to cause an accident.
Yeah, but he saved 9 seconds. He saved 9 seconds on his commute. So
right.
Yeah.
And just the people that he cut off, I was one of them. He barely missed my bumper because I guess, maybe he had to go potty. I don't know. Yeah. But
that's why you leave a jar in your car in case that happens.
Yeah.
One hand on the wheel, the other hand in the jar.
Nobody has driven more in this country than I have. I've been all over. People they're insane in their car, and they're just, you're right though. There's not, and I'm not advocating for a lot more cops because I've already had my fair share of tickets, but I've seen people just beep their horn and run a stoplight because they didn't want to sit there. It's, you can't, at some point you're going to have to govern yourself. You're going to have to be able to drive your car. And if you want to drive 95 miles an hour and you roll your car over, well, that's on you. Obviously, the bad part is when you're hurting other people or causing massive damage anywhere else. I don't like, the biggest thing I hate is when I get on a highway and there's stoplights. That to me is I don't like that at all. But but if you so who knows?
Then you would be against my point of putting stoplights over there because again, you look at 15 Dillsburg, they have that. But Bob, you're talking about that cross traffic, which is part of the problem. People crossing that traffic. Maybe lights would help that. Although I do agree, Randy, it's kind of tough with that stretch of 15. It's just more like a highway. Because it's not as developed as Dillsburg. So look, there's something that's got to be done, and the big wigs are paying all this tax money. Something needs to be done to protect citizens. And you're right, it's self-governing. Learn how to drive, slow down, look both ways, don't be in a rush. But unfortunately, people don't have the common sense anymore or the common courtesy that they used to. Heck, they're just giving away licenses to anybody nowadays. You don't even have to parallel park in Maryland. Can you believe that? Right. To get a license.
Yeah.
That's right.
Crazy.
That's right. I had to do that.
Yeah, I had to parallel park a station wagon.
I did too. Gran Torino station wagon. With you're down there by McCurdy Field. You drove around the block, and then you had to parallel park, and then they gave you your license.
Mine was
now you just get in a car and go, yeah, that's my car. Okay, here you go. You're good. But if you need to get your driver's license, well, then by gosh, you need 18 forms of ID, a blessing from a priest and all kinds of stuff just to kind of get your driver's license.
But kids these days don't even want their license. They're like 16. You're like, I'll do it when I'm 20. Don't worry about it.
Right. Call the Uber.
Yeah. Well, you got mom and dad driving you anywhere you want to go. You don't have to pay car insurance. Why not? You got your own chauffeurs. So that they don't want to have to bother driving. So
that's right for sure. All right. Anything in what's the weather looking like? It looks actually, when I check the forecast, looks like it's going to be a pretty good week.
I'd like to chime in and just tell you right now the sun is burning my back. So apparently at 9:30 on 401 Market Street, the sun has a laser directly on this building, and it might melt the front glass. Just so everybody's aware.
Are you in the front of the building, not in the back?
No, I'm in the back. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put
front
sunscreen
window.
on.
Yeah.
So, Randy, I'm going to tell you right now, you know who to blame on that? It's your sister, because I always say, and I've always said since I've been doing the show with her, every morning she goes out there, when she smiles, she brightens up that day and makes that sun come out. So it's her. It's her with that amazing
smile. If I can
smile
wipe that off your nose. Hang on a second.
Time to mute him. He's crazy.
God.
All right, gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining today. We'll be back tomorrow with another morning roundup. And we wish you guys the best day ever.
Thank you, guys.
All right. There he goes. All right. We got him. There we go. All right. Boy, oh boy. Thank you guys so much for them hanging out. It's been a lot of fun. All right. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're coming back with we got happening in Frederick, all the events. And we got Michelle Rankin from Stroll Lansdale kicking off this month's Missions That Matter with the Asian American Center of Frederick. That's coming up right after this.
Cosmec Healing handcrafted small batch tinctures and transdermal salves. Double third-party tested for quality you can trust. If you've got pain, headaches, or anxiety, our products are here to help you find relief. Patient over profits mindset, 'cause we're patients too. CosmecHealing.com.
Real estate goddess, yeah. She's the one to get you there. Homes and dreams are perfect, yeah. Shining flattery beyond compare.
At Mid-Atlantic Chiropractic, we understand how pain can hold you back. We're here to understand what you're going through. For a limited time, you can schedule your first visit for just $50. Give us a call and mention Good Morning Frederick, and let's get you feeling better.
This portion of Good Morning Frederick is powered by Ken's Automotive and Transmissions, Total Car Care. Need an oil change or brakes? Ken's Automotive and Transmissions can take care of that. How about exhaust or engine work? Ken's Automotive and Transmissions can do that too. No matter what you need for your car, Ken's Automotive and Transmissions is Total Car Care. Go to kenstrans.com to schedule an appointment today.
Hey, if you're like me and you've always wanted to go to Alaska, well, you can join me. Antietam World Travel Service is putting everything together for June 9th through the 20th, 2026. We're going to do the land and the sea. It's going to be wonderful. You can get all the information at antietamtravel.com. Go there right now and just express your interest, and we will answer any questions that you have, but you can join me. Let's go to Alaska. Let's see all the great stuff Alaska has. June 9th through 20th, 2026.
I'm trying to chat with my brother while that's on, and forgot to say, let's talk about what's happening in Frederick, but we're going to do that right now. All right. Happening in Frederick is sponsored by Intense Barbecue, a family-owned barbecue food truck and catering company. They cook in small batches to make sure the food is as fresh as it can be when you get it. And they do all kinds of catering, not just barbecue. If you like filet mignon, if you like chicken, if you like steak, they can take care of that for you. Find them at intensebarbecue.com and satisfy your meat tooth. All right. Happening in Frederick, boy, we got a lot of great stuff going on. And it's today kicks off the Ultimate Wellness Program with author Sharon Price. Go to Sharon Price, author SharonPrice.com. It's a 12-week program. It's virtual. Just $25 a week. If you've been looking for a sign to get things moving in a different direction, here it is for you. October 2nd, that is tomorrow. It is Beer, Blazers, and Baubles to benefit Hartley House at Idiom Brewing. Go to Eventbrite for tickets. Also, tomorrow, 6 to 8 p.m. is the Focus False Suncatcher Making Class. That's at Dragon Distillery. You're going to want to check details to be sure you can still attend that. making sure they have enough supplies. Saturday is first Saturday in downtown Frederick. Come to 401 North Market Street. We will have some pop-up vendors and 2-for-1 t-shirt specials. We've got a whole rack of t-shirts, 2-for-1 for Good Morning Frederick. And still, the Asian American Center will benefit from all of those sales. It is also the weekend for Brunswick Railroad Days. You've got the Hispanic Heritage Festival happening on Carroll Creek from noon to 5. From 5:30 to 7:30, Boomtown is looking for extras, and you can meet at Velvet Lounge. You got to be dressed in 2003. That is the era that they are covering for Boomtown. October 5th, again, Brunswick Railroad Days continues. The 6th is the annual Frederick County Public Schools High School Marching Band Festival. It is at TJ High School. 10 marching bands will perform, and again, that's at 6. October 8th, here starts or kicks off the whole weekend of festivities surrounding the traveling Vietnam Wall replica. It is an exact replica of the Vietnam Memorial from Washington, D.C., obviously to scale. But this particular one, I didn't realize there are several that have that travel around the country. This one you can actually do the rubbings on. It actually has all of the names where you can do a rubbing. So if you have a family member who was killed in Vietnam, you will be able to do a rubbing from their name. It arrives at New Windsor at 10 a.m. and then opens to the public on October 9th. The Caregiver Conference, which is part of the Elder Expo, is from 4 to 8:30. This one on the 8th requires registration. So that is espcfrederick.com, espcfrederick.com for the Caregiver Conference on the 8th. Also on the 8th from 6 to 8:30, there might be a few tickets left to At the Heart of It All Amplified Changes Launch Celebration. That is happening at Union Mills, and that's going to be a great evening to help them kick off their capital campaign to put an art therapy school here in Frederick. At 8 p.m., Chief Lando's Homelessness All-Nighter kicks off at the Trellis on Carroll Creek. That's right, to raise awareness from the advocates of homeless families. Chief Jason Lando is going to be up all night in Frederick, and you can celebrate or keep him awake as well. Again, there's going to be kind of a whole kind of evening of festivities. They're going to fill a cruiser with food and personal care items. So if you can donate, please do that. It is at 8 p.m. on October 8th until the morning hours of October 9th. On October 9th, speaking of that, the 30th Annual Elder Expo kicks off at Frederick Health Village from 10 until 2. There's tons of resources. There's a free boxed lunch for the first 400 people who attend. It is a free event and you do not need to register. But they did say you're going to want to get there early because a line does form at 10 to get into the event. At 5 p.m., there is a live concert and the official public opening of the Vietnam Wall. That is at the New Windsor Carnival Grounds. Lieutenant Colonel Oliver North is going to speak, plus other guest speakers as well. And there will be events every day until the 13th when the wall leaves the area. 6 to 8 p.m., it is Blossom and Bloom, the event benefiting Change the Conversation. We had Katie on yesterday talking about the organization and where those funds raised go. And that is at Union Mills Public House on October 9th from 6 to 8 p.m. All right, the weekend of the 11th and 12th, it is Color Fest in Thurmont. Here again is your warning. If you want to visit Thurmont's Color Fest, just be prepared for some traffic, have some patience. There are tons of yard sales, vendors, thousands of people converge on Thurmont during Colorfest weekend. So again, just be prepared. And if you don't want to attend Colorfest, my advice is to stay away from Thurmont and Route 15 altogether on the 11th and 12th, because it gets quite hectic. There's a lot of traffic. And again, people come from all over to go to Colorfest. 10 to noon on the 11th is the Toys for Tots kickoff with WFRE at Walmart on Monocacy Boulevard. That is your real clue that the holiday season is going to kick off. And you can bring your new unwrapped toy or pick one up while you're at Walmart and drop it in one of the bins. The Marines will be on hand, hopefully, to help with that collection with WFRE, but there will be live broadcasts there as well. From 1 to 4, I'm actually going to be in Warman's Mill for Trunk or Treat for Dogs by Double Dog Dare Rescue. I will have treats for dogs and treats for adults as well. We will be there, so come on out and say hey from 1 to 4 on October 11th. And it is also the evening for the Pink Ribbon Gala at Koblenz Hall, Hood College. Benefits the Hurwitz Breast Cancer Fund. On the 12th is the Moon Festival at Carroll Creek Amphitheater from 4 to 7 p.m. We'll have TJ and Mark from the Asian American Center of Frederick on in just a minute to talk about that event, which sounds amazing. I've never been to it and would love to attend this year. And also, it's a reminder that is your deadline to order from Mount Pleasant Ruritan Club for their soup and sandwich event. You don't have to wait until that day, obviously. You can contact them anytime and get your order in. October 17th is Trek or Treat kickoff at Tree Trekkers. That is the trick or treat in the trees, and you can get your tickets. There are treats for younger people who may not be climbing. So if you have maybe an older child that's climbing and a younger one that you're entertaining, or yourself, there will be treats available for all. Noon to 7 is the kickoff date for that. I want to thank Shannon Flannery, the Real Estate Goddess, and Good Morning Frederick. We are sponsoring one of the landing ramps. We'll have it all decorated and candy for you there as well. It is Cocktail and Carbs on the 17th to benefit Hartley House. That is at the Delaplane Arts Center, 40 South Carroll Street. It is 80s themed. Food, drinks, and retro fun. You want to get your tickets at hartleyhouse.org. And then on the 12th, it's Walk a Mile in Their Shoes for Hartley House at the Baker Park Bandshell. You can go with a group. You don't even have to pay. If you want, you can donate to Hartley House, but go and listen to the stories and hear the impact that Hartley House has on our community. October 18th, again, Halloween, noon to 5 p.m. at Sugarloaf Mountain Vineyard. That benefits Wags for Hope. And we heard from Christy and Risa about that event. Is their largest fundraiser of the year. So if you want, please take your dog and go to Sugarloaf Mountain Vineyard on October 18th. And it's also Woodsboro Days at Woodsboro Regional Park. There's live music, yard sales, food sales, and tons of fun. I just passed Woodsboro Park the other day, and that's going to be a great event. And for all you Christmas movie lovers, the Hallmark Channel kicks off their holiday movies on October 18th. Actually, I saw a friend post on social media today saying it's time to get out your Christmas tree and dust it off and start decorating for the holidays. October 1st. I mean, I've been seeing Christmas decorations at Sam's Club for about a month now. So I'm telling you, we trip and fall. It is Halloween, then we barely have time for Thanksgiving, and then it's Christmas, and then it's the end of the year, and then it's 2026. I hope you guys are all ready for that. October 20th. All right, kicks off 10 a.m. The Halloween countywide adult egg hunt begins. 300 eggs will be hidden around Frederick County. Every egg is a winner. The top prizes include Maryland Lottery scratch-offs, $500 in cash. We're also going to have restaurant gift cards, car wash vouchers. We'll have so much stuff. 300 prizes in all, to be honest. So there you go. Good Morning Frederick t-shirts and merch, all kinds of things for you. So get yourselves ready. October 20th, it kicks off at 10 a.m. October 21st is Pints for Polio. That is at Rockwell Brewery. And October 20, let's see, what did I just say? 23rd, sorry, is WFRE's Ladies Night to benefit the Hurwitz Breast Cancer Fund. That's at Rockwell Brewery. We just went to the brewery yesterday to look at the flights so that you can buy a flight of seltzers or a flight of beer for $10, and a portion of the proceeds are going to be donated to the Hurwitz Breast Cancer Fund. Good Morning Frederick and the home of everything Frederick, as well as Shannon Flannery, the real estate goddess, will have our mechanical bull out there, and we're going to have t-shirts for you to win and all kinds of great stuff there as well. That is October 23rd, and the 24th is, again, Tree Trekkers Trek or Treat. All right, we're going to take one more quick break, then we're coming back with Michelle Rankin, the publisher of Stroll Lansdale, to help us kick off our mission that matters for October. That comes up just after this.
Cosmec Healing handcrafted small batch tinctures and transdermal salves, double third-party tested for quality you can trust. If you've got pain, headaches, or anxiety, our products are here to help you find relief. Patient over profits mindset, 'cause we're patients too. CosmecHealing.com.
Real estate goddess, yeah. She's the one to get you there. Homes and dreams are perfect, yeah. Shannon Flannery beyond compare.
A&S Construction is a local and award-winning woman and minority-owned business, and they're located right here in Frederick, servicing Frederick County and surrounding areas. A&S Construction specializes in roofing and siding. They can also take care of those gutters and windows and even build you a new patio or deck. Call 301-703-2157 or send an email, info@ansconstruction.net. Remember, you get $750 off any roof or siding replacement or $50 off any roof repairs. Just let Sandra know you saw her on Good Morning Frederick. All right, let's find out who's doing good in our neighborhood. Doing Good in the Neighborhood is sponsored by the Healing Storm Holistic Wellness. Shannon and her team strive to make sure you're seen, heard, and valued. The Healing Storm focuses on alternative, holistic healing methods to relieve your stress and pain. Massage therapy, Reiki, lymphatic massage, cryotherapy, and a whole healing journey program. Check out thehealingstorm.com for more details and schedule your appointment today. All right, excited to bring on Michelle Rankin, publisher of Stroll Lansdale. Good morning, Michelle.
Hello, Dani. How are you?
I am great. Thank you so much for joining us this morning to help kick off our October mission that matters. I know you we work hand in hand in selecting these nonprofits. Tell me a little bit about the Asian American Center of Frederick and what made you decide to choose them for this month.
Yeah, that's a great question. So, Lansdale, the community where our Stroll magazine goes, has a really large population of Indians. And we decided that in October, people all over the world celebrate something called Diwali. And so we did an entire issue dedicated to the Indian population there in the Lansdale area. And we got a nomination from one of our residents for the Asian American Center of Frederick. And so we thought, what better issue than our issue celebrating our Indian friends and the Asian friends who live in that community. And so that's how they were chosen.
That's really, really great. And I got a chance, and we're going to show soon. I sat down with TJ and Mark from the Asian American Center of Frederick, talking about their impact on our community. And look, I mean, I think it's so important for us to, make sure we are welcome to all and, highlight all the different organizations that support our entire community of Frederick.
Yeah, I knew about the center, and I remember years ago when Elizabeth Chung, the founder, started the organization back in 2004, and wow, I was shocked at how many new things they offer.
Yeah.
Things, their mission is to enhance, empower, and enrich the lives of immigrants and minorities. And they've done some amazing things to help remove barriers and connect people to resources there.
They absolutely have. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning. And we're going to get right on with TJ and Mark from the Asian American Center of Frederick. Michelle, thank you so much for your partnership for Missions That Matter this month and every month.
Thank you, Dani. I'm always happy to be here with you.
All right, let's
We're
get
at
started.
401 North Market Street in downtown Frederick. It's the home of everything Frederick. And I am joined by TJ and Mark from the Asian American Center of Frederick.
Yep.
Yes.
Nice to be with you.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on Good Morning Frederick.
Thanks for inviting us.
All right. So Director of Operations, Director of Communications and Marketing.
Correct.
Two of the people who seem to know what's going on.
Well, hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah.
Tell me first about the organization and how long you guys have been around. It's been a long time, I know.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like, and this might just be perception, that things have shifted a little bit with your organization, that you help a scope of people.
Mm-hmm.
I think when I first came to learn of it, it seemed different several years ago. But tell me, TJ.
Sure, yes. The Asian American Center has been around for about 20 years here in Frederick County. We currently help the immigrant community with access to resources and services. Our goal is to get them to a place where they're self-sufficient and are able to contribute back to the community, to Frederick County and overall nation. But in terms of programming, that includes senior services, early childhood education, workforce development, immigration legal assistance, some direct assistance with medical expenses, access to healthcare insurance, and of course our cultural events that we carry out in downtown Frederick, as well as FCC, Urbana, and other locations here to enrich the lives of local residents, to teach them about some of the traditions and cultures that we work with every day.
Yeah, and so beyond just the Asian culture, it is really any immigrant population. You guys have really expanded quite. That's where I was talking about. It seems to have expanded quite a bit.
Yes, thank you for mentioning that. Actually, 60% of our clients, based on the statistics that we've collected, are actually non-Asians. They're Latinos and those who come from the African continent as well as many of the minorities and local residents that go through our program. So we pride ourselves on helping everybody. We have a special focus on the Asian cultures in our cultural programming, but in terms of our programs, we assist everyone and anyone that needs help.
You know, Frederick's the fastest growing county in the state of Maryland.
Wow.
And a lot of that is due to immigration.
Okay.
And, you know, every one of us, no matter who we are, we have an immigrant story.
Sure.
Whether it's us individually, a parent, a grandparent, a great-grandparent, depending on how far you go back.
Right.
So this country is built on immigrants. And AACF assists in helping those new immigrants to become productive, tax-paying, voting U.S. citizens.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great. That's really, I think, what everybody wants, right? We want to be a melting pot of people. We want people to feel welcome. And this is a great introduction to our community. And we appreciate all that you guys do for 20 years. That's amazing. Now, you guys have an event coming up called the Moon Festival on October 12th. Tell me about that.
Well, it's the Mid-Autumn Festival. It's observed in China, in Korea, in Vietnam, and there's a couple of different stories as far as its origins. In America, we know about the Harvest Festival and the Harvest Moon. And so families would get back together and help harvest the crops because it was, harvest time. The older folks were needing help with the harvest. The harvest moon, the full moon was there, so they could work way into the evening, and it became a time for family reunions and big dinners. And that's an aspect of the Moon Festival, but there is also some mystical, they've got to tie in the, what do you want to call it? The mystic or the mythological. That's the word I'm looking for. The mythological aspects of it. And so somebody, flew to the moon, and so there's a whole story. And if you want to know more about that story, join us on the creek at the amphitheater, Carroll Creek Amphitheater, at between 4 and 7 p.m. on Sunday, October the 12th. And there will be individuals there relating the stories, the traditions of the Moon Festival. There'll be moon cakes to sample. If you've never had a moon cake, you should try a moon cake. They're kind of like American fruit cakes. Some are really good, and some are okay. Some are okay. All right, I have my own recommendation on but anyway, but there's moon cakes there to be had, and we'll have the good kind there.
I like it.
In addition to that, we'll also have lantern making.
Yes.
And we'll have cultural performances.
Nice.
And so it would be a good time for everybody to come together and enjoy this festival.
Yeah, and I think that's the whole point, right? I think the Harvest Festival, as you're describing, is, a really great chance for everyone to get together and support one another in this community, which you guys have done, obviously.
Learn something about a tradition and heritage that takes place in Asia.
And who doesn't want a mooncake?
Well, there you go. That's it. Come on.
I know I would love to try it. You guys are our nonprofit of choice with the missions that matter through Stroll Lansdale. And that means all the merch that we sell this month here at the shop for Good Morning Frederick, you get the proceeds. So that gets donated directly to you guys.
Fantastic.
We are happy to support you. You guys have done so much to support this community and its members. We're looking forward to another 20 years. One of these days we'll get Elizabeth on. I know she's hard to pin down. She's doing so much and involved in so many different organizations, and we really appreciate. So she founded this organization here, right?
Yes, she is the founder and the owner, and she's going strong for 20 years and maybe 20 years more.
That's right. That's the goal.
Well, people like her, I don't think you get her away too easily from this, right? No. I know she's very passionate about it. And has done a lot of work, not only in our community, but in the state of Maryland, and doing a lot for our immigrant community here. So we appreciate that. And we look forward to seeing you October 12th, 4 to 7, Carroll Creek Amphitheater for the Moon Festival. We thank you guys so much for taking the time today.
Thank you for inviting us. And we have a variety of events, in the spring, we'll have the Asia on the Creek.
Yeah.
Go to our website.
Yes.
It's all about it.
Yes. So
and come shop at the store here to get some merch and support the organization.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I love it.
Yeah, come on down right now before
That's right. And it is aacfmd.org.
That is the website.
I'll make sure that's on screen so people can go find more information, get all the events. We appreciate it. The Asian American Center of Frederick. If you've ever wanted to volunteer, help, or learn more, you can find out more with that website on screen. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, we want to thank them so much for joining us. Thank to Michelle Rankin Stroll Lansdale. If you live in Lansdale, thank you for putting up the Asian American Center of Frederick as this month's Missions That Matter. All right, that is it for our show today. Thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate your likes, your shares, your comments, your follows. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. That way you never miss another episode. And don't forget, the individual segments are posted to our YouTube channel. If you want to go back and watch something, you don't have to watch the whole show. We've got so much happening. I know there's a lot going on in and around Frederick, but I appreciate you staying up to tune with everything we're doing. All right. Have an amazing day. Let's get out there. Let's be great.